Oscar De La Hoya, like so many fighters of Mexican ancestry, trademark punch, a tremendous left hook to the ribs.
And we have to watch early, Alex. I know that he has said that the cyst that he had removed Tuesday isn't a concern right now, but it's something to watch for.
Under those bicycle shorts he's wearing under his trunks on his right thigh.
De La Hoya in the white trunks.
Curtis Strong goes down as this fight just barely underway. Tries to wave it off as only a flash knockdown. But as evidence, the compact power of Oscar De La Hoya.
Referee did not put Oscar in a neutral corner. Oscar stayed right within range all the time. It's one of the nice things you say about fighters is they stay in range to punch. He stayed in range even during the knockdown.
Another left hook lands onto the jaw. And De La Hoya is a talented fighter. One of the things he said he needs to work on is this adjustment from the amateurs to the pros of being more patient. It's not a question here in the pros of how many punches do you land, but the quality of those blows.
And right now, the thing to watch for as we come through the first minute of round one is range. Curtis Strong got some instantaneous respect in about the first 10 seconds of the round, and he is staying out of range.
A wise decision, I think.
Yeah, I think he'd like to be sitting with us right now, but he's going to try to stay away from that power as far as he can. It's up to Oscar De La Hoya to beat him to the spot, to cut off the ring.
If Oscar has one hand that is better than the other, would be his left.
Yeah.
An awesome jab and a tremendous left hook.
Right, he is left-handed in everything he does except fight. He said, I started at age 6 as a southpaw, but I just didn't feel comfortable, and it's the only thing he does right-handed. Which accounts, low blow there.
Hold the waist, Oscar.
And a warning from the referee. And that accounts for the tremendous power with the left that you saw in the punch that dropped Strong.
Curtis Strong not where he wants to be, caught in a corner. Curtis had a chance to slide out and made a
poor decision, slid back into the corner. His only hope in this fight, as Alex mentioned, is to move and stay out of that range of Oscar De La Hoya.
His only hope to survive some rounds in the fight. I think that right now Curtis is in a full survival mode, and he's been there, if not since the opening bell, at least since that half hook, half uppercut that dropped him.
Now, Alex, this is a smaller ring than you normally see. It's 17 by 17. And again, pinned up against the ropes is Curtis Strong.
But a lot of those punches, Dan, were blocked by Curtis Strong. A lot of them landed on his gloves and on his forearms.
Again, Alex, back to the smaller ring. A factor?
Oh, yeah, I mean, Oscar's got everything going for him here. Not only does he outweigh his opponent by 5+ pounds, he's got a 17-foot ring, which tends to nullify Curtis Strong's movement. The ring pad itself is very mushy, which again would make it harder for Curtis to run away from him.
Fast hands mark the end of the first round.
Joel.
Get back. Oscar, get back. Smile.
Just underway in the beginning of the second round. Remember, this bout is scheduled for 6. By virtue of De La Hoya coming in at 138.5, it's technically a super lightweight fight, although Oscar De La Hoya told us yesterday he's very comfortable maintaining 135 pounds. And he puts it on a pretty good size frame, Alex.
Yeah, there are people who think that you know, I mean, it wasn't so long ago people were talking about Mark Breland as the next Sugar Ray Robinson, so we just have to be very cautious. But there are people who say that Oscar can move all the way up to middleweight eventually. He's got that kind of a frame. He's listed by a lot of people as 5'11", and we measured him as 5'9 3/4", but he carries this weight very well and says, as you point out, that he can make 135 and expects when he does fight for a title, not if but when, that he will fight for the lightweight championship.
Let's go. Let's go and hold inside.
Strong working underneath the left hand. In his 3 previous fights, only one of them even made it into the second round. So Oscar De La Hoya is in need of some rounds.
And you might think, watching this fight, that maybe, and the crowd thinks, because they're booing right now, that Oscar's, there you see Curtis Strong putting out the gloves, low blow there in the clinch. The crowd may think that he's carrying Curtis Strong. trying to get some rounds in. There you see him turned around, throwing the left hook underneath.
We want to remind our
He's not carrying it right now.
that at the end of this round we'll be taking a station break.
There's a good stinging jab by Strong.
I think one thing Oscar is demonstrating is patience. I mean, he's trying to set his man up. He's trying to take what the man gives him.
Good movement there by Strong. Made De La Hoya miss on those first 3 punches.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that is different in this fight than the first 3. Curtis Strong has made Oscar miss more punches just in these 2 rounds, 1+ rounds that we've seen than he has in his whole career.
And he's also someplace he's never been before. This is already his longest professional bout.
But only as pro, exactly right. 3-punch combination before and 2 landed, 1 missed.
Free up your hands. Watch your heads.
This is not quite as precise as you might like to see Oscar De La Hoya. He is missing more than you'd expect.
From a professional level, though, this is by far and away his most quality opponent, too.
Curtis, despite all the things going against him, Curtis did come to fight.
We will return after a word from our ABC stations.
All right, you got free hands now.
We're in the 3rd round here in San Diego, California. Dan Deerdorf, Alex Wallow with you ringside. Oscar De La Hoya in the white trunks. Curtis Strong from Chicago in the blue. And again, a lot of those punches hit the forearms of Curtis Strong. But still, the first 2 rounds, clearly, I think, and concisely in the column for Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah, in the first one, 2 points. I don't think scoring here is crucial. I think what is, Dan, is watching how Oscar takes care of an opponent, which is giving him a little bit more than his previous opposition has.
Those punches, about 2 of them got past the gloves and landed solidly on the temple of Curtis Strong. 1, a sweeping left hook.
Curtis hasn't landed enough punches, Dan, for the audience to know this, but he has not shown much power in his career, and that's one of the dangers for a young fighter like Oscar De La Hoya. When you consistently go in against outclassed opposition, especially opposition that has no power, you get into bad habits. You walk in just thinking about, what can I do to get this guy out of there? What can I do to land punches on him? And you're not thinking at all about what's coming back. He can get away with it against somebody with no power like Curtis Strong, but he won't be able to get away with it when he steps up in class.
There's Terry Norris, who's sitting here at ringside. Of course, the world champion. His older brother, Orland, fought a heavyweight fight and won earlier in the undercard here in San Diego. And, of course, San Diego, their home.
And Terry Norris, a fighter we had on last year, Dan, in an exciting bout. And since that time, really has come to be known as perhaps, some people consider him or put him at the top of the list of best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. He's come a long, long way.
Well, his decisive victory over Sugar Ray Leonard certainly went a long way towards letting people in this country know who Terry Norris is. Under a minute left in the 3rd round here in San Diego. And Oscar De La Hoya being very patient.
Yeah, being patient, and you saw giving ground there, trying to collect himself.
Oh, a good left hook. He's not afraid to work the body, and it's what a lot of observers think that is one of his strengths. He's not just a head-hunting artist.
But Dan, let me just say that I think one of the things that happened in this fight is that he knocked Strong down so quickly. As you see Curtis fight back there and land a left hook.
A good combination.
There. I think Oscar has head-hunted in this fight more than he normally does, just because of the flash knockdown.
3 solid rounds for Oscar De La Hoya. The fighters meet in the middle of the ring for the 4th round. Again, remember, this one's scheduled for only 6.
And it has been a good performance by Curtis Strong as well, Alex. He has, I think a lot of people thought that this was just a guy who walks in, takes one shot, and maybe goes down. He's acquitted himself well.
He did do that.
Well, he got back up. He got back up. Boy, why am I your straight man? Why do I... Oh, good series of blows by De La Hoya.
Those were heavy punches with both hands, and they got home.
Just look at the left. Look at how he digs in with the left of the body, and then we'll come back upstairs with it. But even though he's landing these blows, he's not backing up. Curtis Strong, who's now taking more of a tactic that I'll meet him in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, I think that's just a necessity bringing that style about. I think Curtis is really starting to run down. The punches, Oscar has missed a lot of punches, but he's landed a lot, and his hands are so heavy that I think that it's starting to wear down Curtis.
Well, over our years together, Alex, we've done a lot of lightweight fights, and Oscar De La Hoya is the biggest lightweight I have ever seen.
Yeah, he is.
Well, you can put him on the scales.
You think back to Arguello, maybe, as the last lightweight that looked as big as Oscar.
And interestingly enough, Arguello is Oscar De La Hoya's idol.
Watch the range. See, that body punch landed. That last left landed, but the first two missed. He's throwing punches and bunches now.
That's when he looks like an amateur.
Right.
Throwing those flurries of light punches, trying to score with them.
Time out here. This is not a standing 8 count. This is the doctor wanting the doctor to take a look at the eye. He's stopping.
The doctor is stopping the fight. The doctor has stopped the fight, and Curtis Strong is very upset. He is really upset with the doctor in the middle of the ring. Blood is streaming down the cheek of Curtis Strong, and this fight ended in the 4th round.